This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Hi, my name is Chris Best, and I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell stories. And this time, that adventure brings me back to where it all began, Memphis, Tennessee.
Bike down on Beale Street. I love motorcycles, and this is one of the best ones in Memphis. Almost there.
Have you ever sat at your job and thought, what if I just got up and left? Tell that horrible boss to take this job and shove it. Have you ever wanted to just walk out? What about burnout? Well, that's exactly what I did, but I didn't just quit. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell your story. Daytona Beach, Florida, where you can actually drive onto the beach. Rick Fairless, a legend of his own, introduced me to Richard Rollins, Mayfield, Kentucky, Southeast Missouri, beautiful city of Knoxville, Tennessee, Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Florida coast in the Tampa Bay area, Orange County Choppers, Roadhouse and Museum, talking to Paul Tuttle Sr. himself. But make no mistake, this is not a show about motorcycles or even about me. Instead, I travel across the country to meet the people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities stronger, safer, and better. This is Biker Dad. The Biker Dad blog actually started here way back in 2014, and that's where it all got started. We made the trek here for bike night on Beale Street. As you can see, that got all rained out, but no worries. One of the very first videos we ever did for Biker Dad was on Beale Street right here in Memphis, so take a look.
Wednesday night bike down on Beale Street. I love motorcycles, and this is one of the best ones in Memphis.
And motorcycles, more motorcycles, and more motorcycles.
Man, bike night in May. What can I say, man? This is awesome.
I love the crowd, love all the different types of motorcycles. Look at this green motorcycle here. Look at this Road King here. It's all different, it's all good.
The first time I got on the bike, I fell in love. And it's been here ever since, you know what I'm saying?
But, you know, most women don't go out and buy a bike. I just got the attitude when I was 44.
Bikers come in all shapes and forms, baby. You know, you can be riding 3 wheels, you can be riding 2. Whatever you want to do, that's on you.
There's Triumphs, BMWs, Kawasaki's. It doesn't matter. You're on 2 wheels, it doesn't matter.
Man, just people coming together, you know, riding the bikes, enjoying them. Then the people coming out to see the bikes, we having a good time. That's all it's about, man.
Look here, the Pope is over here. See the Pope in the window? The Pope is down here on Beale Street. It's Beale Street, Wednesday night bike night. Calm down.
On the road here in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is famous for a lot of things, and one of them is the Peabody Hotel. You probably saw it in that Tom Cruise movie, The Firm. I'd show you some clips, but I can't afford the royalties to that. But what it's really known for, what's made it world famous, is what's in this fountain, these little ducks.
And we love the ducks.
I'm Keenan Walker, Duck Master here at the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee. It's been a Duck March tradition here in Memphis ever since 1940. 1940, it was a man named Edward Pembroke who was originally hired as a bellman back in 1940 that just so happened to have been an animal trainer in the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus as a young man. So at that point, When he came here, we had 3 ducks that lived in the fountain. That was because 7 years earlier, the general manager went on a duck hunting trip with a friend of his over in Arkansas in the middle of winter. And in order to stay warm, they took a lot of Jack Daniels over there, as one does. But they got pretty warm and decided to bring those live duck decoys that they were using back here to the hotel. And as a practical joke, set them loose inside that fountain, left the ducks downstairs, and they woke up, there was a whole crowd of people standing around the fountain staring at these ducks. It was Edward Pembroke who created the character of the Duck Master and this Duck March ceremony in 1940. He stayed employed with the hotel as the Duck Master till 1991. 51 years. 51 years he held the title of Duck Master. I'm number 7 since him, and I've been here for about 4 years now.
My name's Elizabeth Jumet. This is my daughter Georgia Jumet. We're from Memphis.
Yeah, there we go.
We love the ducks. They do it every day. It's a really fun way for us to spend time together. She's out of school right now. So it's just a really fun Memphis tradition that's been going on for a really long time.
Oh yeah. The Peabody's been here, this building's been here since September 1st, 1925. So we're coming up in 2025, this building will have been here 100 years. But like I said, the Duck March ceremony has been going on since 1940. And it's something that is like known around the world. Like I met some people from the Netherlands that came yesterday. They said they saw me on the telly in the Netherlands. So it's just amazing how far this reaches. And of course with social media, TikTok videos, and little kids running up to me like Duck Master Keenan, you're here, I love your TikTok videos. It's the first thing in the morning. All right, so they should be up and ready. So you all follow along. This is a VIP behind the scenes Duck March. Right, I am your host. This is Keenan Walker, Duck Master here at the Peabody Hotel. So yeah, y'all follow along. Going back here, this is where our $200,000 duck palace is. Duckies, how we doing? Y'all ready? Everybody ready? All right. Watch the step. Watch the step. Here we go. Everybody watch the step. All right, looking good. Almost there, Duckies. Almost there. Get nervous. Yeah, keep playing these around. That's really right. That's what romaine lettuce does to you. All right, y'all feel free to come on in. All right, great job, duckies. Ready? Yeah, there you go. Yep, you look ready. Shake a tail, fella. Looking good, ducks. Say good morning to everybody.
My name's Daniel, Buckmaster in Kansas City. Oh, I think it was great. So we saw about it and needed some places to stop to break up our car ride home, so we stopped by here. The kids love it. Wallace there just wants to pet him and doesn't understand why he's not allowed to. What do you think of the ducks? You love them? She loves the ducks. Yeah.
5 ducks.
5 ducks? All right.
You ever seen anything like this before?
Not ducks walking through a hotel, no.
Very excited. It's the first time to see him come out of the elevator.
Yeah, these are the definition of lucky ducks. These ducks have a $200,000 duck palace all the way upstairs on the rooftop. All right, $200,000. All right, they got marble stairs, marble fountain, they got artificial grass. They even have a miniature version of the Peabody inside of there. That way they don't feel like being seen, they can crawl inside of there and hide away. It's climate controlled. It means that open ends on both sides. There's always a nice breeze coming through. And the non-glamorous part of being Duck Master is having to keep that place clean. I got a different jacket and shoes for that. But I make sure the ducks are well taken care of. I feed them almost 5 times a day. And my main concern is making sure that, even though the people are entertained and and you get a chance to see the ceremony, my main concern is making sure that those ducks are okay. And I get new ducks every 3 months because we release them back to the wild. So it's a 3-month transition. Start all the way over from with a brand new team from scratch, and they all have different individual personalities. You know what I mean? So some days are better than others, but you know, you got to roll with the punches. The Duck March does happen twice a day, every day. Now it's advertised at 11 and 5. It's best to be here by 10:30 for the morning march and 4:30 for the evening march. It is a free ceremony.
I would say it's definitely, you have to come see the ducks in Memphis. It's one of the most, they're famous for it at the Peabody. It's kind of like a check your list, check the box thing to do in Memphis, Tennessee. You got to do it.
Well, there's something joyful, man. It's something about the Duck March ceremony, and something about seeing the ducks march inside the lobby. It's something that's pure and innocent. And I think that, you know, given the last few years that we've had, the world needs some joy. We need some hope. We need something to put smiles on faces. And it doesn't matter, you know, what walk of life you come from, doesn't matter your age. It's something pure and innocent about seeing this ceremony. It brings joy to everybody. And the fact that I get to be the person to bring that to people and be a part of Memphis history, it's a privilege. So I try to treat every day like the blessing that it is.
So sitting down for an exclusive interview with the Peabody Ducks. So what do you think about people who don't like motorcycles? They're quacks. So what do you think about people who don't look twice for motorcycles? Also quacks.
If you love your bike but hate swamp ass, Breezy Rider is for you. For 27 years, I've been designing medical seating to protect the skin of people confined to wheelchairs. Now, after so many friends asking for help with their motorcycle seats, I've designed Breezy Rider. Breezy Rider actually enhances the look of your bike with its custom fit design, while the patented Seal Air foam reduces vibrations that cause fatigue and pain, and you can actually feel air flowing underneath you, keeping you cool and dry.
Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Glass of Glass Orthodontics. At Orthodontics, we're not really treating a disease. This is about aesthetics, this is about feel good. You boil it all down, this is about self-esteem. So we try to make it fun, and we just try to make it a great experience for everybody. If you want the straightest choppers in the Southeast, you come on down, this is where you get them.
There's a little place in downtown Mobile on the corner of Fat and Happy, and it's one of my favorites. Bob's Downtown Diner isn't just a great place to eat and home of the best French toast you'll ever eat. It's one of the best things you'll ever put in your mouth. It's also an important part of the community and not just the biker community.
I'm grateful, I'm grateful for the bikers that I meet from all over the country.
Bob's is a hot spot for bikers and very biker friendly, but it's also family friendly. I like to bring my kids here Sunday after church for brunch. Please visit my friend Tony Sawyer at Bob's Downtown Diner and check them out on the corner of fatandhappy.com. Bike nights are back. It is warming up. Let's ride. Every first Thursday of the month, starting in March at Eagles Talon on Copter Road. Come say hi to Martha, get a nice drink, get some good food, and maybe get a patch for your vest. You can even get a Biker Dad patch if you ask nicely. Eagles Talon for all your gear, patches, apparel, and everything else biker. And also just want to say thank you to Martha and her team for 13 years of serving the biker community on the Gulf Coast.
Your home for Lex and Terry in the morning rocks your workday with AC/DC, Shine Down, and Offspring. Available on over 2,000 smart devices. The Gulf Coast Rock Station, TK 101.
Here's the Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson Bike of the Week.
Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson Bike of the Week.
This week's Bike of the Week is bad and black, and that's one of the things that's new about the 2022 Pan America, correct? This is Steve with Harley Davidson here to tell us about the Bike of the Week.
Yeah, so this is a 22 Pan America Special. It's got all the options on it from Harley, spoke wheels, variable ride height adjustment, and it is completely blacked out. It's an electronic suspension system, right, that'll change depending on the ride mode that you're in, because the Pan America has a bunch of different pre-programmed ride modes, as well as some custom ride modes that you yourself can create inside of the infotainment system that it does have.
And I will tell you, it handles really well off-road, right?
Yep.
So it has the chain because you're going to take it off-road, and chains are more reliable and off-road.
Not going to break under stress.
Steve mentioned the spoke wheels. These are new down here. Tell us a little bit more about those.
So They are a tubeless spoke, so all the spokes are actually going to end right here on the outer rim band, and it makes it so that you can easily plug a tire if you need to on the side of the road, and the center stand helps it get off the ground high enough to actually do that.
Which makes a lot of sense. Go ride this thing, and then tell me after you ride it, it's not one of the funnest things you've ever done, right? You've known how many Harleys?
I love it. This is one of the fastest motorcycles that I've ever ridden that's made by Harley Davidson. And the ability to go through your different ride modes is a lot of fun. I mean, you just hit it on a spot. And it's got all the throttle you could ever need.
Yeah, I've ridden a bunch of these and ride them whenever I get a chance to. It's a fantastic bike, and you will fall in love with it when you ride it. And I especially loved the blackout. With a little bit of the copper touch, I can tell that you actually ordered this one.
Yeah.
Come on down, ride the Pan America, you'll love it. And if you come and ask for the bike of the week, especially if you hit up Steve, you will get a free Biker Dad sticker.
Our Back on Two stories are brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
I'm Mark Winfield.
So you've been in two pretty bad crashes with the same bike, and you're still riding it. Tell me about what happened.
Oh, I was sitting at a red light with my girlfriend, and we're waiting in traffic, and we hear tires sliding behind us, and before I could find in my mirrors where the car was at to try and get away, just heard the loud crash and pain running through my leg. Hit my wheel, it hit so hard that it scratched at it, broke that completely off. My girlfriend's foot was right here, so it hit this and twisted it so hard it took a chunk out of the subframe there. But her leg come up, so it didn't mash it between the car and the bike. It hit this one in my foot so hard that it put the brake lever into the subframe and bent it, or took that chunk out. Put this dent in the gas tank where my knee got mashed between the car and the bike. Mashed my leg up. I dropped the bike on this side, so it scratched my bike all up. And I was just sitting still at a red light. I couldn't put the bike on the kickstand because so much pain in my leg. So I let my girlfriend kind of fall and crawl away from the bike. And I just dropped it between my legs and then went and checked on her. And she was just damaged at her ankle. The rest of her was fine. And then I had just a lot of pain running through my leg because it mashed it between the car and the bike. The leg's still swollen 2 inches bigger than the other leg, and that was 2 years ago. That was the first wreck. The second one, I checked my mirrors, there was no lights, no nothing. And then I started slowing down and I hear tires sliding behind me. So from the first wreck, it just triggered something. I dropped another gear and just hauled into it. The car slid into me and bent the back rim, took the back frame and all that out of it again.
So I've talked to people who've gotten back on motorcycles after crashes all the time, but I think you're the first person I've talked to that's gotten back on the same motorcycle twice after 2 crashes. Why is that important to you?
Well, I love this bike. This was the bike I started out on. This was, when I was searching for a bike to get on, I looked for 3 months to find the right bike. And this one was it. It's the color of my dad's cars. My dad passed away a little over 3 years ago. And I wasn't able to get the car at the time. My brother got it, and this just reminded me of his car. If that's what brings you happiness, that's your escape, whatever, your therapy, whatever it is to you. If it means something to you and you love it, get back on it.
Biker Dad.
This is not your typical taco. PS Taco on Cottage Hill in West Mobile loads them with fresh ingredients, and they make everything, and I mean everything, right here in the restaurant. Chef Danny and her staff create the season, the sauce, and everything in between.
We're gourmet upscale tacos where everything is made here in the kitchen, so it's the flavors.
PS Taco on Cottage Hill Road in West Mobile, definitely worth a ride to eat. Go check them out.
This is my prized possession, my pride and joy, my Dyna Harley Davidson. We call it Elvis. And when Elvis's paint was starting to fade and show its age, I trusted my friend Garrett at Black Sprocket Garage to give him a whole new look, and he knocked it out of the park. He can do the same thing for you, and he does it affordably. So if you want to get a one-of-a-kind custom paint job but don't want to pay one-of-a-kind prices, hit up Garrett at Black Sprocket Garage, and you better do it before we make him famous, and you can still afford him. Phone number, website, everything's right there on the screen.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Klotz with the Stevenson Klotz Law Firm in Pensacola, and we're also in Alabama and Mississippi. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about bike cases. Being a rider myself, I know what it's like to have friends and close relations who have motorcycle accidents, and it's really difficult to get through those periods of times where you've got a loved one that's been hurt because of somebody else's negligence. It's important to have somebody that's familiar with motorcycles and motorcycle-related insurance issues and how to manage a case getting through a very complicated legal system in order to make sure that you get compensated to the best degree that you can. And these cases can be long and frustrating and emotional because you have a friend or a loved one who's been usually in a motorcycle case very seriously injured. I want you to know that we take motorcycle cases very seriously. We're at the end of that trying to figure out how to put the pieces back together. If we can help you put the pieces back together.
This is Biker Dad.
Now, this week's Biker Dad Tech Tip. Biker Dad Tech Tip. This week's tech tip comes from my bike, Elvis, the Dyna, something cool we did on this bike, and you can do easily too. I can almost do this by myself, so you surely can do it. And it's really cheap. This is the box. This is a box of LED lights. So basically, this is one of those LED light strips. Has the 3M tape on the back, so you can just stick it to your bike, no drilling or anything like that. And what's cool about these LEDs are two things. One is has these handy dandy clips, so you don't have to splice and cut cables. You just plug them in together. This one came with several dozen lights, so you could cover the whole bike with it. We didn't use all of them for the Dyna because there were so many of them. And really just hardwire this into your battery, as I have. And I have it set up so all I do is push a little button under my seat and the lights come on. Just push this button and the lights come on. Something that I think is really cool and also a really good safety thing. So here's what we did with this set. You can't do this with just any set of LED lights. This one's set up specifically to do what I'm about to show you. First off, I've got it set up is blue. There's a remote control. You can change the lights and we'll show you that in just a minute. But if you want to run these on the highway, most states having blue lights or red lights is illegal. So you'll want to switch this to white or amber, which I'll show you in a minute. But here's what we set this bike up to do that's different. Flip the left turn signal and the entire bike flashes yellow. The entire bike becomes a turn signal. Do it on the right hand side and the entire right hand side of the bike lights up. Here's what I really like. When I hit the brake, the entire bike turns red. And at night, this is really effective. So the other thing you can do is just switch the colors. You can tune it to music, to play with music. So if you're sitting at bike night or a bike show and you want to show off the lights, they will change to the music as well. So this set of lights was only about $70. If you went to a bike show and had them set this up for you, it would be several $100s, maybe $300 more. And I'm not sure if they set up the features where you can turn your entire bike into a brake light and a turn signal. That's this week's tech tip, and again, we will put a link to where you can buy this LED set on our social media.
This is Biker Dad.
From the Mississippi coast to Alabama to the Florida Panhandle. Biker Dad is brought to you on the Gulf Coast by Stevenson Klotz Injury Attorneys.
We have worked with Vicky Sanfilippo's group, Road Guardians, and they are an accident scene management instruction business. And they have nurses around the country that can come and teach a class in your jurisdiction about how to manage different issues with accident scenes. It's, for instance, if a motorcycle goes down, what do you do with the motorcycle? How do you manage the traffic that's going to be going around? But more importantly than that, there's some really important medical issues that are specific to motorcycle riders that an accident scene management course can teach you. That is, if a rider goes down, one of the first things you always think about is a head injury or a neck injury or a spinal injury. Those are some of the most common injuries in a motorcycle accident, and an accident scene management course will teach you how to protect somebody's spine or how to protect somebody's neck. Or if somebody has had a severe accident and has a compromised airway and maybe needs CPR, how to safely take a helmet off of an injured rider so you can actually apply breaths to them and do that in a way that doesn't further injure a neck injury or a spine injury. So it's critical information. One of the things that I didn't know is that there are some paramedics and EMTs that don't even have specific training about accident scene management or even medical care for people that are in motorcycle injuries with respect to the helmet and how to deal with the helmet. So that is a very, very valuable course, and that's one of the things that we do is put on and sponsor these courses in the Pensacola area so that riders who are riding with other riders who might be involved in an accident know how to care for somebody that's been injured or has gone down without actually making the possible injuries worse. And things like severe blood loss, that's something that you'll learn about in an accident scene management class. So
that's it for this episode of the Biker Dad TV show from Beale Street in beautiful Memphis, Tennessee. Join us next time for the Biker Dad TV show, and until then, please look twice for motorcycles.